Let's talk about it. How to get ahead, how to be prepared for the recession. Inflation, gas prices are going up, all the chaos in the world, interest rates are going up. What should you do to prepare to get ahead of the inevitable? The recession is on the horizon. Crypto is crashing. 401ks are becoming 101ks. And here's the truth. This is not the first time this has happened. It won't be the last time. Now, how long will it last? How bad will it be? Who freaking knows? You're not a psychic. You can't predict the future, but I can help you prepare because, number one, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in this profession. And when I got started in network marketing, it was right after 9/11. And as you can imagine, that was, a pretty chaotic time. And then I went full time. I went full time in network marketing in 2008. I fired my boss in 2008. I earned 6 figures for the first time in 2008. I really needed an opportunity 20 years ago. I really did. It wasn't even the money that I needed, although I thought that's why I got started, because I needed to make some money. But the truth is, it was because the reason it was life-changing for me was because of the personal development, because of the mentorship, because I got to be a part of something where I had a real purpose. And it didn't matter if I was from Yale or jail. It didn't matter if I'd had experience in business before. They were willing to help me. And it was something that at the time I really needed because I was headed down the wrong path. How many of you were maybe like me, drunk punk loser, used to party too much, hang out with the wrong crowd? I kind of was the wrong crowd. Like, I was the one you didn't want your kid to hang out with all the bad ideas. I was so crazy. And truthfully, that's why, I got into drinking and drugs and fighting and all the things. I think I was just bored and I had no direction. I had no purpose. So with this type of business, we can give someone purpose. We can give someone more than just financial opportunity. Most people are lacking time, money, or they just don't have something they love doing. Like, how many of you, keep it real, you make money or you've made money or you've done something successfully that appeared to be successful, but you were miserable. You were living paycheck to paycheck. Or, you were making a lot of money compared to a lot of your friends and family, but you were just like broker on a higher level. You were behind on your Mercedes payments, right? Just because someone has a nice house, nice car, doesn't mean they love what they do. It doesn't mean they couldn't use more money. And with this recession, this inflation, gas prices, all the craziness, guess what? People are going to be more open-minded. And here's how I know. I just told you, I made 6 figures for the first time in 2008. That's when I fired my boss. That's when I got out of the mortgage industry because the rates were going up just like they are right now. Because things started getting a lot harder. Because there was a lot of doom and gloom. And I need you to step up and be the light during dark times. I need you to double down on your value, on your content, on your relationship building, on your follow-ups. Why? Because right now, I'm telling you, I am warning you now, it is prime time. Some of the biggest companies in the profession today, they hit their momentum stride during 2008, 2009, 2010. In fact, I was in a company, I'm not going to name names, but I was in a company that went on a massive run of momentum. In fact, the company experienced more growth in 2008, 9, 10, 11 during that period of time than it had in its previous 15, 20 years. We were on The Apprentice during that time. Literally on The Apprentice TV show. Nadia and I got to be judges twice on The Apprentice TV show. It was the most momentum. The conventions were bigger than ever during that 2008, 2009, 2010 period. Kind of tapered off in 2011 a little bit. We left in 2013, but I digress. There was a lot of momentum. Some of the biggest earners in the profession today got started around that 2008, 2009, 2010 timeframe. I'm telling you, I went full time in 2008. Some of the biggest leaders in the company I'm in today and some of the companies I've been in, some of the friends I have, I'm telling you, they got started or they got serious right around that 2008, 2009, 2010. Why? Because their real estate business crashed, or they lost their job, or they lost a lot of money in the stock market, or their business went out of business. All the things that are going on right now, this has happened before. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. But there is that window of opportunity when people are living in fear, scarcity. They see doom and gloom on the news and all over social media. They become more open-minded. So I'm going to give you some advice, some tips today to help you capitalize so you can go from average to savage, baby. It is time for you to shine. It is time. I'm giving you permission to step up. I'm giving you permission to start telling your story, to get vulnerable, to get authentic, to get yourself out there. You don't have to be perfect. Do the action anyway. Do the activities anyway. Take action imperfectly. Nobody's perfect anyway. No one knows what to say all the time. Nobody does perfect videos all the time. Nobody does perfect posts all the time. And quite honestly, those people are annoying anyway. Perfect people turn off regular people. I love the fact that I can just bring my energy and my enthusiasm. I don't have to be super sharp, super smart, although I think I'm pretty sharp. But you get my point. Like, I dropped out of community college. I just brought my hunger, my desire, my work ethic to the table. And you know, one thing that I've always had, and it's definitely a blessing, is I've had street smarts. I've had some pretty good common sense. And there's been times where I saw something or I took advantage of something that maybe other people scoffed at. Other people shook their head, or other people were closed-minded. And I said, you know what? This looks good to me. And I'm going to ignore the haters. I'm going to ignore the naysayers. Their opinions don't pay my bills. I'm going to go do what I think is best for me, for my family, for the people that I'm going to work with, the team that I'm going to build. Like, I feel like this is a good fit, and I'm going to run. I'm going to take this thing to the tippity top. And I went all in. I got after it. I doubled down on my personal development. What books are you reading? What are you listening to? How are you growing you? Because you can't grow your bank account or your business unless you grow yourself. So I doubled down on my personal development. I doubled down on my action, my activity. I doubled down on relationship building, on content creation. If you were going to do it, now's the time. You know why? A lot of people are either living in fear, like I just mentioned, because of this whole recession conversation. And I believe it is coming. I think it's going to hit hard. I don't know how bad it's going to be. Nobody can predict the future, like I mentioned, but it's definitely a real thing. Crypto crashing, stock market crashing, inflation. I was just talking to my brother. He's a mortgage banker. The rates are super high right now. Like, it's happening, y'all. But does that mean you should, bury yourself in a hole and say, woe is me? No, it's time to step up and actually create more conversations. Because some of the best people that got involved in our profession, some of the biggest companies today, it was during that 2008, 2009, 2010 period. So anyway, I think I beat a dead horse as far as that's concerned. But I just want you to understand the timing that we're in. It's time to recruit up. How many of you tend to recruit the easy people? You tend to start conversations with the easy people, people that maybe you don't have as much respect for. I can tell you this, again, going back to my story and the time that I was struggling, and then when I started to see success, one of the big decisions I made was to start recruiting up, to start going after those A players, business owners, entrepreneurial-minded people, people that thought differently. I don't want you to look back 2 years from now, 5 years from now, when the economy is totally good and things are back to normal. Could be a year from now, could be 6 months, I don't know. But the truth is, things are going to get bad before they get better. And there's going to be some people that, like I said, are going to be open-minded for the first time in 6 months, for the first time in 3 years, for the first time in their life to doing this type of business, to making money from home, to making money online. And again, a lot of these smart people, a lot of these very successful people, a lot of these people that appear to be doing well are going to be more open-minded right now because they know their business is going to be impacted, because they know their real estate business. In fact, you know a really good type of person to talk to right now? People in real estate. When the rates go up like that, it's so much harder. It's so much harder to close deals. Now, I'm not saying people won't still buy houses, just not as many. I'm not saying people won't still refinance, just not nearly as many. With inflation and all the crazy things going on, people are going to tighten up. People are going to tighten up. But the truth is, most networking businesses thrive during a recession. Most businesses like this are, to some extent, recession-proof. Now, of course, you might have some people that maybe don't want to buy your products because they're tightening up. But at the same time, you're going to have more people that are open to opportunity because of what's going on, right? They're going to be more open to making money and promoting a business and selling a product and being a part of something to supplement their income because they know what's going on, okay? Business owners, People that make a high salary. Maybe they have a very successful career or job where they make a lot of money. They know that they might be impacted. They might lose that job. That's just the reality. So it's a perfect time to build a business, build a team, to start talking to people about those things. And, I got to also ask you about your beliefs, because beliefs is a big part of it, right? And this is why I talk so much about personal development and growing yourself all the time, growing your mindset, not just your skill set. Because if you say all the right things, but you don't have the energy and the enthusiasm and the belief behind it, you're probably not going to get the responses you're looking for. So let me ask you, do you believe you can really help someone with your product? Do you believe you can really help someone be successful? Do you believe you're worthy of success? Do you believe you deserve success? Because if you really believe, why are you keeping it a secret? Why aren't you talking to 10 people a day? Now, some people are like, well, how do I create more conversations? One of the easiest things that I do still today, every single day, after 20 years of doing this, and I don't need to do this anymore, but I've recruited more people in the last 90 days than I've recruited in the last 20 years. So I'm still recruiting and starting new teams. And I can tell you, one of the easiest things to do is so easy. Every day, you could spend 10 minutes on this. It doesn't take a lot of time. But when people have that little like bubble, the little circle, the little colored circle around their profile picture on Instagram or Facebook, that means they have a story. That means they have an Instagram or a Facebook story. Go respond to their story. It's one of the easiest ways to create a conversation. Now, of course, if you can master marketing and you can learn to attract people and you put out quality content and you master ILT, invest, learn, teach. Ray Higdon has been teaching that for a decade. Still today, we use ILT. We invest time into learning something. We turn around and we teach it. We turn around, we teach the things we're learning. We teach the things that we've experienced, the things that we know to be true. We tell our stories. We get authentic. We have fun with it. We learn to entertain, right? We want to entertain people. We want to also educate. In fact, I would suggest that you start paying attention to people that are paying attention to you. Pay attention to the people that are watching your stories. Pay attention to the people that are liking and commenting. Engage with them. Build that relationship with them. And you can't be afraid to pop the question. Sometimes we're sitting back, and I know you guys have heard me say this, but we sit back waiting for people to ask us about our product or opportunity. There's a whole lot of people out there that are on their knees every night praying for a miracle, and you got a miracle in your mouth. You have a solution to people that either hate what they do, or they don't make enough money, or they love what they do, but they can't pay their bills, or they own a business that owns them. And again, with what's going on, with the doom and gloom in the world, it is time for you to double down on your goodness, to show up with high vibes, high frequency, right? To show up with positivity and encouragement. And look, you might have a Facebook reel that blows up and goes viral, or a TikTok video, and you're going to see a whole bunch of negativity and negative comments. That is just an indication of what's wrong with our world right now. It's really sad. It's really sad how, the news and the media, they cram this stuff down our throats. It's like they want us to live in fear. They want us, because you know what? They're trying to get your attention. They're fighting for attention just like you are. I don't want that kind of attention. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I don't want that kind of negativity. I don't want doom and gloom. You got to be very careful, because sometimes people are like, man, I'm just keeping it real. It's like, yeah, but you still want to be classy and not trashy. Because here's the deal. Let's say you show up on social media and you're like, John, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to tell it like it is. And look, there's nothing wrong with that per se, but you have to understand that if you show up swearing like a sailor and you're talking about all the negativity, you're probably not going to attract the best kind of people to your business, to your social account. You're probably not going to attract the best people. And that's why for Nadia and I, when we started branding ourselves, we started putting out content, we didn't know where this was going to go, but we knew we wanted to help people that were like us, that were frustrated, that were stuck, that were doing the three-way calls and doing the home parties. And, they had an entrepreneurial spirit, but they were just in the wrong vehicle, or they were using the wrong strategies or outdated strategies. And we knew we could help those people. And that's who we wanted to help. That's who we wanted to serve. So maybe your story is that it's something you've done to supplement your income. Maybe your story is you've gotten in great shape Maybe you could speak from a health standpoint. Maybe it has nothing to do with actual results, but you're learning things. You're experiencing things that you want to share with other people. Invest, learn, teach, ILT. It's still today something that Nadia and I do today, right? We're always teaching the things we're learning. We're sharing experiences. We're sharing the things that we're doing. Why? Because we want to attract the kind of person that we would want to work with, but we're also looking to inspire, to encourage. And when you show up with that mindset of, I want to make a difference and not just, I want to make a buck. And you start to realize like, I got something of value. I've got something to share. When you start showing up to social media intentionally with the mindset to build relationships, to lead with value, to follow up with your customers, to follow up with your teammates, to stay in touch with your best people. And you eliminate that commission breath that we always talk about. And you say, you know what? Today, I'm going to reach out to 5 people and just pay them a compliment. Today, I'm going to reach out to 5 people and let them know I was thinking about them. And it's not even about business. It's not about products. I'm just going to do that 5 times a day for the next week and just reconnect with some people, re-engage some old relationships, maybe some family members or friends I haven't talked to in a while. Maybe this is something I've been doing, every day for quite some time. It's reaching out to people that send me a friend request. It's reaching out to new followers because I'm always wanting to build new relationships. So if I'm still learning today after 20 years of doing this, I'm still working on my confidence, my belief, my skills, then shouldn't you? Don't you think it's of the utmost importance for you to grow yourself so that you can become the kind of leader that attracts the best kind of people? And again, right now, it's time to prepare. It's time to you got to think differently than most people. Most people are thinking, oh, it's the summertime. It's time to take my foot off the gas. It's time to chill. Now listen, if you're on vacation, you're on vacation. If you're at I was at my son's baseball tournaments, right? This past, actually 3 weekends in a row. When I'm at the baseball tournaments, I'm not working my business the way I normally would. Now I might still respond to some messages in between innings. I'm just sitting there anyway. I'm chilling. I might put up a post. But I'm not working my business the way I work my business during the week when I'm at home. So when I'm at home, when I'm working my business, I'm focused on that. When I'm done that and I'm with the kids, I'm focused on that. And it's being more intentional and realizing what moves the needle forward. And this is what I was telling this person. I'm like, listen, you need to start a schedule. You almost need to have like a schedule that okay, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. or from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Figure out that schedule. This is when I work my business and I'm going to be super intentional with my conversations, with my relationship building, with my follow-ups, with prospecting, with reach outs, with, doing the things I need to do to move the needle, move my business forward. And eventually what happens is you start to become a routine machine and you create some habits, right? Some of us got some bad habits. How many of us know what I'm talking about? But you start creating some positive habits in your life. Instead of eating the cookie, you eat the apple. Instead of Netflix and chill, you go for a walk. Instead of scrolling on social media and just wasting time, you create some Facebook reels. You create some TikTok videos. And you just start making little decisions every day that will eventually change your freaking life. How many's ever heard of the compound effect? Right? It's these little decisions you make every day. It's not a big deal if you eat pizza every day, right? That day. But over time, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, eating pizza every single day, it's going to become a problem, right? Drinking a soda today, it's not that big of a deal. Drinking soda 3 times a day, every day for the next year, it's going to become a problem. Not prospecting today, not a big deal. Not prospecting tomorrow, probably not a big deal. Not prospecting for a whole week, not following up for a whole week, for a whole month. I'm not saying your business is going to fall apart, but is it okay to be honest and say that it might decline significantly, especially if you're in the earlier stages of building your business? So again, to make excuses right now and say, listen, I'm going to go hide in the corner. I'm going to go bury myself and just wait this thing out. No. It's time to double down, my friend. It's time for you to step into your potential. This is when you do it. This is the perfect time to get busy. This is the perfect time for you to reach out to that chicken list. It's the perfect time for you to invest in yourself because self-development is more important than anything else. I'm just telling you, we went through this before, meaning Nadia and I. This is when we went full time in network marketing. It was 2008. That's when we first started making six figures. That's when we first started recruiting up, like I mentioned. That's when we started recruiting up all those business owners, and we started to build up our confidence. We saw how many amazing people were joining our teams, and we were like, oh my gosh, this has never happened before. I've never had people that are as motivated as me. Like, how many of us, smash the heart button, if you're like, I wish I could just find some people that are as motivated as I am. It's amazing how hard it is to come by people like that, but they are out there. Those people are out there, but it's you getting comfortable with discomfort. Choose courage over comfort. When you start reaching up to people you look up to, when you start reaching out to those people to see if they're open, even if, listen, let's say you reach out to 10 A players, 10 influencers, 10 people you really admire and respect, and they all say no. That's not no forever. It's just no, not yet. I don't believe you yet. That's just, I'm not ready. I don't think you're going to succeed, but you just planted those 10 seeds and you go show them. Don't let them be right. Like, sure thing, John. I'm sure you're going to get super rich. You know, my friends, even my own dad, I remember they'd all make fun of me. Like, are you a millionaire yet? It's like, not yet. I'm working on it. You made any money yet? How much have you made so far? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. But it's, again, it goes back to what I said earlier. I didn't want to do what they were doing. I definitely did not want to do what my dad was doing. He was working in construction. I definitely did not want to do what my mom was doing. She was a school teacher. All my buddies, they were all going to school to get a degree, to get a job. I'm like, I don't want a job. I don't want to go to, wait, hold on a second. I already didn't like the free school I was going to. Why would I pay to go to school? Why would I pay money, get into debt to go learn about I don't care about, to go get a piece of paper that says hire me? So thank God I kept going. So thank God I worked on me. I spent more money than I made my first couple years. But again, you got to start thinking like a business owner. You got to start thinking like a boss, like a CEO. You are the CEO of your business. You are the commander in chief, y'all. Like, this is your business. People go, that's a pyramid scheme. Really? Because I feel like corporate America is a pyramid scheme. Because the guy at the bottom is never going to get to the top. And even if he does, no one else will. Because there's only so many people that can fit up there. I mean, when you think about it, there's definitely more janitors at the bottom than there are CEOs at the top. But here, the janitor, someone that joins your team today, could out freaking earn you. They could make more money than you. They could build a bigger team than you. They could build a bigger customer base. I've got people on my team that get more customers in a day, in a week, than I do in a whole month. Go team, go. Now, the reality is I've got a lot of people like that on my team, so our team does millions and millions of dollars a month. But the truth is there's people on my team that live in different cities, states, and countries. And any one of them technically could eventually out-earn me. And I out-earn my upline. Most of my upline I out-earn. That's the beauty here. Think about that for a second. Think about that. There are people that are going to get involved in this profession or literally on your team that will out-earn you. And it might be a year from now, it might be 2 years from now, but not if you give up, but not if you play with this thing and you treat it like a hobby. You know, people want a filet mignon lifestyle, but they got them hot dog habits. You know what I'm saying? So if you want that MBA, you want a massive bank account, this is getting in early on building an online business. Why? Because a lot of people that were closed-minded will now be open. They're going to be open. If they're not already, sharp, amazing, positive people. That's who I want to surround myself with. Again, when you're creating content, when you're showing up on social, when you're having these conversations, like be a light, be that energy. I'm allowing you permission to go mess this thing up. I'm giving you the permission to go out and do what you know is right. But again, you got to work on that belief. You got to work on that belief. Because if you don't believe you can really help someone, if you don't really believe in your products, your company, it's going to be really tough to get anyone else interested, right? So that's why that personal development is so important. That's why taking action is so important. It's everything.